Welcome to Reddit Blue Pill, Red Pill, where we go over Reddit stories and predict the outcome of the stories. Please listen and play along by typing in your choices into the comments. There are 5 seconds to answer, or you can pause the video. Today, we have a story about a woman who has an abusive sister that derails everyone's relationships around her. All right, let's get on to the story.
My sister has for years made it incredibly difficult when we are in relationships and is now attacking our other sister. Whenever I date someone, she pulls up dirt on them immediately, sours their past, passes judgments at every fault, and drop kicks them as shitty men. I dated one guy for 3 years and she was so rude to both of us. She interjected herself into our relationship, condemned everything about it, and tried to make me feel so terrible and stupid about being with this guy. Now she's doing the same thing to our other sister who is about to be married. So her fiancé isn't a bad guy, but my sister won't stop giving our other sister and him shit about everything. She also blames our mother for teaching us to choose shitty men. She's been bullying all of us, me, my sister, and our mom, for months, like no, years.
The OP has a sister that is super critical of the relationships of the other women in their family. She looks up the partners of her sisters in order to find dirt on them and break up the relationship. On the one hand, I can see how the sister may be trying to help. Women will routinely look up men's online profiles and info to look for red flags that can help them prevent starting a relationship with someone that would not be a good fit. But the OP has not asked for this help from her sister, and the OP sees the sister's actions as nothing more than meddling. What do you think? If you had a sibling that would talk crap about all your partners and find dirt on them, would you take that as meddling? If so, type Q1 blue in the comments. If the sibling had the receipts about why they think your partners are trash, are they wrong to try to warn you? If you would side with the sibling in this case, type Q1 red.
To top it off, she brings our private information against us in the future for fights. She will get things from our past just to hurt us. She gaslights us and says that we're wrong and more horrible names anytime we don't go along with her version of events.
The OP's sister also bring up the past as ammunition when they have disagreements. The OP implies the sister only brings up the past in order to start fights. But once again, I could see the sister's actions as someone who may be trying to help. If she sees a pattern to your destructive choices, wouldn't she feel obligated to call you out? How can she do so without pointing out your prior terrible decisions? Sometimes the truth hurts and cannot be sugarcoated. What do you think? If you think the OP's sister is bringing up the past only to be vindictive, type Q2 red in the comments. If you think the sister is trying to help by pointing out a bad pattern of behavior, type Q2 blue.
It's been so emotionally tiring. I got therapy, which made me realize I need to set major boundaries, which was extremely difficult because she is my family. Now she makes a joke out of my boundaries and calls me on them when she wants to make a point. Ironically, she is insisting now that she is not going to our sister's wedding due to having to set a boundary. But every few days, her mind changes. She says she's going to go, and then she doesn't, and now she is set to not going again. It just seems to be never-ending drama and control. At this point, no one wants her to go anyways. She is just going to try to make it all about her.
It's in poor taste how OP's sister is now using the OP's therapy as ammunition to be sarcastic and try using it against the OP. I'm starting to see what the OP was talking about. I also don't like how the sister is constantly changing her decision to go to the wedding. Weddings have limited seating, and it's very rude of her to keep going back and forth on her decision when someone else could be invited instead. There's no questions here, so let's continue with the story.
To complicate matters more, she is now calling my sister's fiancé an a-hole for giving her the type of jokes we all give to each other in our family. He's done this for 3 or 4 years now, and she has never once called him out on it, but now she's weaponizing this to try to ruin their wedding or something. She is acting like this is some kind of proof of the monster he is. He's even apologized multiple times to her, and she won't let it go. That also reminds me, even when she said we're mean to her, we all apologize to her because she is our sister and we want her to feel okay.
It seems the sister all of a sudden has issues with how her sister's fiancé jokes with her. The fiancé has been teasing in the same manner for 4 years, so why does the sister now have a problem with his jokes? She complained and gaslight the fiancé to the point of making him apologize. But maybe the sister has had issues with the jokes for a long time and sees this as the final opportunity to bring focus to it so her sister can decide to go back on her wedding before it's too late. Kind of like a speak now or forever hold your peace kind of thing. What do you think? If you think the sister is making legitimate complaints about the fiancé's jokes, type Q3 blue in the comments. If you think the sister is just stirring crap up again, type Q3 red.
I started saying my piece with her, and when she's rude, I call her out on it. And she is also using that against me too now, saying I'm so angry and have anger issues, and I need help. I think she is just mad that I finally am growing up and realizing I'm not going to put up with these rude acts. I now have blocked her a couple of weeks ago because I could not stand the manipulation. Even with her blocked, she is still wreaking havoc and dragging my other sister into it while she's under all this stress having her wedding in about 2 weeks. We are all tired and just want peace. So are we all a-holes or what?
The OP is starting to fight back and is calling out her sister on her rude behavior. But the sister insists it is she that is in the right and continues to try to make others see things her way. The OP has cut off contact with the sister, but she still sees how her other sister is continuing to be manipulated by the other sister. Now the OP is asking if she and her family are the a-holes or if the sister is the a-hole in this situation. There is an update to the story, but let's decide now who the a-hole is before we hear it. What do you think? Has the OP made a case that her sister is rude, manipulative, and destructive to her and her family? If so, type Q4 red in the comments. If you still feel the sister may not be the one at fault and there may be truth to what she says despite the crude way she says things, then type Q4 blue.
PSA. She made a post about my sister's fiancé, but conveniently left out all the parts that make her look bad. In the post, she claims we ignore her feelings and tell her she's too sensitive. The reality is, we've been shutting her down lately because she's been dragging this issue out for over a year, even though it's about things that happened a long time ago. She's never actually brought it up with the fiancé directly and instead attacks all of us as if it's our fault or something we can control.
There was apparently a different Reddit post from the sister explaining her problem with her sister's fiancé. This is interesting, and I will also look into that story, but we have to judge this story on what is presented here. The sister seems to continue the story that she feels hurt by the jokes her sister's fiancé has made at her expense, and claims when she told her family, everyone shut down her complaints. She feels she is being ignored by her family. But is this a case of crying wolf for too long? If you complain about everything and find fault in everyone, can you complain when people start to tune you out? Or does the sister have legitimate complaints that should be recognized? What do you think of this extra info? Do you believe the sister that says she was truly hurt by the fiancé's jokes? Then type Q5 red in the comments. Do you think the sister is trying to ruin the wedding and posted cherry-picked details to then use the Reddit comments as proof of her position? Then type Q5 blue. Now let's listen to a few comments.
Just be done with her. Tell her you bring nothing positive to my life. Please don't contact me again.
Not the a-hole. Why do you even speak to her? Why do you bring your partners around her or allow yourself to be in her presence? She is never going to change, so block her and avoid any event she is at. Form a firm boundary, grow a spine, and stick to it. It seems you've allowed this for so long because she's your sister, but that doesn't give her the right to behave this way, and you need to stop condoning it. Go no contact.
Why on earth do you even have this sister in your life, and why do you listen to her? As soon as she starts, assuming you want to continue seeing her, you should shut her down. Walk away, go home, whatever it takes. Do not let her crap talk about your significant others. Your other sister especially needs to stand up to her when she talks about her fiancé, because she may not have one much longer if she tolerates that kind of thing. Just not liking it isn't enough. She needs to shut it down, whatever it takes. Would you marry someone whose family member treats and talks about you like this? If he were to write in, people would be telling him to back away if his fiancé isn't stopping it or distancing herself, and they would be right. Same for any serious partner you have. She is toxic. Who needs that in their lives? Personally, I'd go no contact with her, especially if I was your engaged sister. She certainly wouldn't be coming to the wedding. Good on you for blocking her and calling her out.
Not the a-hole. You guys have to learn that some people thrive on getting any sort of attention, including negative one. Stop giving her attention. Stop inviting her to stuff. Stop getting animated by what she says. She taunts you because she wants a reaction out of you. When interacting with these sorts of people, you have to stonewall them.
A person like that will never stay within the boundaries you've set. Either get used to it or just go low contact or no contact with her. I've had to do the same with two of my sisters. Not the a-hole.
Not the a-hole, but your sister sure is. Cut her out of your life. It sounds like she's got a major case of complete a-hole syndrome. She clearly has no respect for any of you, and people are sick of her. Either you need to do a family intervention or just cut her out. You're not the a-holes here. Dealing with people like this is sheer hell, and the manipulation from her is all part of it. She makes you feel like the a-hole, so you'll be reluctant to call her out on her crap.
Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching all the way to the end and participating. Please consider liking and subscribing to watch future videos. Goodbye.